Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This video is very important. This is about martial arts, and this is about one of the greatest martial artists of all existence. And you don't have to agree with me on this, but I'm going to say it. And if y'all have a problem with that, just go to a new channel. Alright? That's just the way I feel about it. And again, you are free to your opinion. I'm not going to dislike you, and I don't care if you unfollow me for this. But I'm going to say this because at my age now, I'm at the point where either it is or it ain't. Either it's going to happen or it's not going to happen. And the fact with fighting is one of those situational things. Some people are exceptionally cocky and need to be brought down a notch, and some people are just that damn skilled and don't need to be brought down or up. They just need to be left the fuck alone. So, if you have a problem with harsh language or a problem with Bruce Lee, this video is definitely not for you. Okay? Let me begin with the fact that Bruce Lee died a month before I was born. He died in July. I was born in August. No, I am not the reincarnated soul of Bruce Lee. And if I was, that would be great, but I'm not. So let's get that fantasy out of the way first before people go thinking, oh, you think you're the reincarnated soul of Bruce Lee. Let's try that again. No. He was born 30 days, but he died 30 days before I was born. Enough said. A lot of people are, and even professional martial artists, are having fun jabbing at my hero, my idol, and all around probably the best martial artist on earth. And you don't have to agree with that fact. You don't. You don't have to agree with that statement. And you have the right to say whatever you want, because these dogs out here, I rock them for your First Amendment right. I joined this to protect all people and their freedom of speech. I took the oath of service for you. So the only thing I want from you is to listen, learn, and respect. Bruce Lee is dead. There will never be another one as good, if not better than him, because there's too many people who want to be him. Alright? I understand that right now. And there's a lot of things that's been going on. The Quentin Tarantino movie brought up a whole bunch of stuff. And from then on, and including another one of my heroes, Michael Jai White, has all said some bad things about Bruce Lee. So let me set the record straight, because none of the people who have trained with Bruce Lee has come to his defense, except like maybe 2 or 3 of them. So let me come to his defense. 1, he's not here to defend himself. 2, if you could find a time machine and think for a New York minute that you're going to go back to 1975 or 1972 or 1968 when Bruce Lee started making noise, and you think you're going to beat his ass, I hope you find that time machine, and I hope you lose. Because Bruce Lee is the one that kind of brought martial arts to the forefront with America. And in case you guys forgot, Bruce Lee gave Chuck Norris his first acting role as a martial artist. Now granted, Chuck Norris was already a martial arts champion. That part's not in question. But even Chuck has not come to defend Bruce Lee, and that kind of pisses me off because I like Chuck. Even Jackie, Jet, and Sammo really haven't really said too much in defense of Bruce Lee. So I'm going to do what they should have done. I'm going to defend the fact that Bruce Lee was one of, if not the greatest of all time. The thing you fail to understand about Bruce Lee is that no one here in America really wanted Bruce Lee to be top dog. That's all to that, except for his family. He had to go back to Hong Kong after doing the Green Hornet, to make a living. And that's where his career took off. Because while he was in America, because he was Asian, he did Hondo, he did Green Hornet, as he played Kato. And over there they called it the Kato Show. But while he was in America, he struggled. He had dojos because he had to provide for his family. He taught actors like Steve McQueen and other actors to do that. And the whole time he was thinking, I'm going to have my next show, Kung Fu. But that went to David Carradine. Alright? So here's that thing. You have a Kung Fu practitioner who has many, many stories. We have no idea what's true and what's not, but his wife was there, and what she has given us is closer to the truth than what everyone else assumes. If you haven't read the book, The Tao of Jeet Kune Do, if you haven't read the book, Dragon the Bruce Lee Story, if you haven't read the original book called The Man I Knew, then how dare any of you say Bruce Lee was bullshit? Alright? And here's the fact. Jackie's the only one, maybe Sammo, but definitely I haven't heard anything from Jet. But as of recently, none of them. But when Jackie was younger and everybody was comparing him to Bruce Lee, but when Bruce Lee died, it was like he didn't want to be the next Bruce Lee. And I respect Jackie for that. And I respect Sammo for that. Because neither one of them wanted to follow in Bruce Lee's footsteps in that direction. They changed up the script. And especially Sammo and Jackie, they went their own ways doing different things. Sammo, Fat Dragon. One of the best movies he's ever made. If you don't like that, you're not a Sammo Hung fan. But Sammo, who's yay so many pounds, moves like somebody my size. Jet Li, deadly quick. He didn't want to be the next Bruce Lee either. But China themselves pretty much dubbed him the next Bruce Lee. Where Jackie was the comical Bruce Lee, Sammo was the big Bruce Lee, Jet was the next Bruce Lee. But none of y'all are really saying much about those guys. But everybody's putting down Bruce Lee. However, Jet Li was a champion. Sammo and Jackie both came from the Peking Opera School. So their martial arts are martial arts plus dance, plus they have flexibility. And, the fact that everyone is sleeping on Bruce Lee. I recently watched a video with somebody that Joe Rogan had on. And he, a professional fighter, also chunked down Bruce Lee. And I sit there and said to myself, it's funny how everybody says these things about people who are dead, who can't defend themselves, and yet they forget that if Bruce Lee didn't make movies and nobody gave a shit about Kung Fu, they wouldn't have jobs. They wouldn't have opportunities. And that goes for like a lot of martial artists who transitioned into acting. They wouldn't have jobs. They wouldn't have opportunities. They would not get half the things. And the sad part is that most of them that are Asian, if they're not working in Asia, it's very hard for them to actually get jobs and careers because Hollywood has a thing about Asians that they just don't want them to succeed in America. Which is why you don't have that many Asian actors in soap operas. You don't have many Asian dramas on TV that last longer than 3 or 4 seasons. I will give it up to Fresh Off the Boat, which made it to like 5 seasons. That was an astonishing amount. And the same thing with Dr. Ken, that made it at least 3 seasons. Now, Asians make guest appearances and have certain places and certain stars, because there was an Asian on Star Trek that lasted for a long time, though she was married to Miles. And I stayed in check. I love Star Trek. Dr. Ken didn't last long. When Dr. Ken was canceled, it hurt me, because that was like a good show. Fresh Off the Boat just got finished wrapping up the final season. It was a great show. It probably could have went a little longer. And then, before all of that, one of the best shows ever that only got 1 season was Margaret Cho's All American Girl or American Girl. And then AZN came out of the blue, and AZN was great. It was a show that had all kinds of stuff from Asia, whether it was from India or China or Japan. They had all these Asian soap operas, they had Korean soap operas, they had everything that you ever wanted to watch and learn about Asia, with the exception that if you didn't speak any of those Asian languages, you would have to read it, but they were good fucking shows, and then AZN went belly up. Because America just did not want to support Asians. But it all started with Bruce Lee. I don't care what anybody else says, the big Asian boom started with Bruce Lee. Now, there were other Asian actors who got little to no chances. The guy that played, Comms guy on Star Trek, George Takei, I know his real name. He was one of the more popular Asians. The guy that played Grandpa on the Three Ninjas, his last name was Wong. I forgot what his first name is. It escapes me right now. And then Mako was one of the more famous Asians who played in all of the Conan the Barbarians and some other things. And then James Hong and other Asians were able to flourish where these guys had started picking in. And then it wasn't up until Vanishing Sun came in 21 Jump Street with Dustin Nguyen and Russell Wong and other people, and then Rae Dawn Chong and her family, who are part Chinese and part black, also Canadian, started opening more doors for Asians and mixed people. But this video is about Bruce Lee. This video is about how many people in the world has been sleeping on Bruce Lee and delegitimizing him and saying he was a phony. So, go to part 2 now, because I've jumped off track and I want to get back on track just about Bruce Lee. And not about Asians, just Bruce Lee, and how no one's defending him.